Sorry, Tariq. You had the wrong one.
You told me you wasn't trying to get attached.
Yeah, I think it might be too late.
Now, one of the main talking points coming away from Courtney Kemp's Q&A was how we need to watch out for the connection between Effie and Mecca. Now, we were introduced to Mecca when he told us there's a power vacuum in New York that he's trying to step into, but he needs a real organization to do that, because he may have soldiers, but he has nobody to move his weight. And this is where Kane came into the picture as the plug. But now Mecca doesn't need Kane, because he's dealing with Lorenzo directly. So where does Effie come into all of this, and how is she connected to Mecca? So in this video, we're gonna dive deep and set the foundation by looking at Effie's background from what we know about her character so far. We're gonna run through Effie and Tariq's relationship and debunk the rumor that Effie is Mecca's daughter. But could she be Mecca's inside woman in Tariq and the Tejada's organization? Because Mecca is definitely someone who's controlling, and someone who wants to have all his chess pieces in position, and Kane has proven time and time again that he can't be trusted, but Effie is someone who gets shit done. So is Effie actually working with Mecca? We're gonna run through a few key details, but let's run through Effie's background first. Now, she was originally introduced in season 6 episode 2, and at first she warned Tariq stop dealing drugs because she was actually the one who was dealing at Chode, which Tariq wasn't aware of. But they soon started to work together, and we saw their relationship really grow, where she opened up to Tariq about her brother being killed in a robbery gone wrong, and her mum being a drunk, but no mention of her dad at this point. But to Effie, Tariq was just a competition, because she texted someone, which to this day, we still don't know who that was. But this is what she said: "I think the competition's out of product, I'll keep an eye on him." And then it really was checkmate to Effie, because she snitched on Tariq and got rid of him. But fast forward to Power Book 2 Ghost Season 1, we saw Effie return when Tariq went to go collect some product from Effie. And this is when she told Tariq that moving pills was just a hobby for him, and she couldn't even buy books. This is why she was moving weight, and she had to take out the competition, even though she really did like Tariq, which I think she does. But with Effie, I think it's always business first, and she will always put herself first. So fast forward again to episode 8 of the first season, we saw her return, this time with a bag of product, but she needed Tariq's help to move it, and still no mention of Effie's connect or who she got a product from at this point. But this conversation that the two had in season 1 told us there was a deeper backstory to Effie, with not only what she's been through, but what she's done. She knows Tariq is a monster, and that's because she is too. So with Effie knowing Tariq, she even said to Diana that Tariq can't be trusted, and by not getting involved with him, she'll be saving herself a lot of grief. And that's because she knows Tariq, he's his own man, just like she's her own woman. But this is when she conveniently turned up at the right time to help Tariq, and some may even say, a bit too convenient. But we do have to remember, it is a high profile case that will be all over the news. But this is where she also mentioned that her connect hasn't been picking up his phone for a while, which was the first time we heard her mention her connect, which we'll get to. Now, I do think Effie does care about Tariq and will always be there for him, like she was in episode 8. But their relationship is a bit more complicated, because on the other hand, she will always have her own agenda, and at the same time, she really could be manipulating him, just like she was doing back at Chode. Now let's move on and talk about Effie and Mecca, and then we're going to come back to Tariq and tie this all together. Now, I'm sure Courtney Kemp has already debunked the theory that Effie is Mecca's daughter in one of her Q&As recently, and rewinding it back to the history of Effie, when she said she was struggling to pay for books. Why would Effie be struggling to pay for books if she had a father like Mecca, who clearly has ample amounts of money? It makes no sense. Also, if Effie is Mecca's daughter, then it would completely rule out the theory of Mecca being Ghost's mystery brother, which a lot of people think could be true, and I really do like that theory. But Effie and Tariq being together, and Mecca and Ghost being brothers, that really doesn't make sense either. So I don't think Effie is Mecca's daughter, and Courtney Kemp has teased that Mecca is connected to Ghost in some way, not necessarily brothers, but I'm sure we'll find out soon. But what is Mecca's past? He's reappearing in Monet's life after 24 years, and in those 24 years, Monet married Lorenzo and had 3 kids. We know that Dante was arrested at 16 and given the chance to go to military, but what else did he do in those 24 years? For example, did he get married or have kids? Not Effie, but someone else. And if he is connected to Effie, then where did he meet her, and what role does he have Effie playing? Now, Mecca is someone who really likes to have eyes and ears everywhere. He's got CCTV all around his penthouse suite. He's also armed to the teeth, which we saw in episode 8. And he's surrounded by muscle, and he's also got Kane telling him what he needs to know about the Tejadas. But one thing is with Kane, he knows he can't rely on him and trust him. So maybe this is where Effie comes in, which I'll come to in just a moment. But the reason why Mecca knows Kane can't be trusted is because 1. I'm sure he knows he's the inside man for the heist, because he stupidly said cutting out the power was a move that he once pulled with a GTG, and that really was a dead giveaway in itself. But right at the start of the season, he stole from his own family to make himself the plug between the Tejadas and Mecca, and he even questioned Kane about stealing from his own family. Even though that did benefit Mecca, what that tells him, if someone's willing to steal from his own family, then what makes him loyal to you? Mecca must have had a thought in his mind. When is Kane gonna turn around and do some shit that will fuck me over? And this is why we saw all of those power plays with Nuff and the chef to keep Kane in line. But Mecca doesn't like to just keep Kane in line, he wants to keep Tariq in line, and we saw him in episode 3 when Kane went to go meet him and Brayden. He knew Tariq St Patrick was a smart one, and he also knew to get control over Tariq would be through Brayden, because he was the weak link, which Kane managed to do. But since then, we've seen Brayden and Tariq work things out, so he's lost control over Tariq. So instead, could Mecca have planted Effie right in the middle of Tariq and the Tejada's organization, knowing that she can get close to Tariq and get shit done that Kane can't? And could this all tie in with a connection that Mecca has with Ghost, because he saw who Tariq was, and he also knows his full name, because Kane told him in episode 3, and he did his background checks on Nene Stewart and he found Monet Tejada. So who's to say he hasn't done his background checks on Tariq St Patrick, the same person who we saw in episode 3 in his binoculars, who is the same person outside his apartment who was caught on his CCTV, which I'm sure Mecca has seen. So if he's looked at his CCTV and knowing that Tariq was spying on him, could Effie have been sent by Mecca as an inside woman to spy on Tariq and the Tejadas? Because I really do refuse to believe that Mecca is so stupid enough to trust Kane and kill Nuff and the chef without having a bigger plan in play. Mecca is someone who's shown us that he's got so many ghost-like traits, and like Kanan once said, you know the easiest way to sneak up on your enemies is to make them think they already won, and you have to be 3 moves ahead. And this is what I think Mecca is in this situation. He's letting Kane think he's ahead, he's letting Tariq think he's won, but really he's 3 moves ahead, and maybe, just maybe, Effie is someone who could be helping him stay 3 moves ahead. Because as I said, I refuse to believe Mecca is someone who's being outwitted by a few kids, albeit Tariq St Patrick is the son of Ghost. I do think Mecca will come out on top from this situation and be in control by the end of season 2, and there could be a surprise in store for us with Effie's character and the role that she's playing, and maybe Raki as well. Let's not sleep on Mecca as female assassin, because now that the chef and the Nuff have been killed, I think she could be one to step up and play a bigger role for Mecca and his organization. But drop all your comments down below and let me know your thoughts on what the connection between Effie and Mecca is, and with 2 more episodes left, are we finally gonna find out what the connection is between Mecca and Ghost as well? Drop all your comments down below, and of course if you're new to the channel and you haven't done so already, then remember to smash the subscribe button if you want to see everything Power Book 2 Ghost and Power Universe related. But as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.